Here we go. It's a nice fish right here. Boy, that's a nice cutty. Boy, he was a good 14 inches. It's a nice deep gully. Look, right here in front of my truck. This little side channel. That was a nice fish right there. There we go. He hit the top. So the one just before that real nice one, he hit. This is a decent fish, not bad. The one before that, actually, the one before that hit my Perdigon on the dropper. And this cutty hit the ant on top. This is a little sneaky place. Thank you there, Mr. Cutty. Really beautiful fish. Real sneaky place here. You can see cars going by. People probably overlook this place. There we go. It's a decent one. Came up and, oh yeah, this is a nice cutty right here. Came up, boy, he just came up and sipped that ant. That was really cool. That was really, really cool. There we go. Nice cutty. Nice, beautiful, beautiful fish. There you go. Thank you there, Mr. Cutty. Appreciate it, buddy. Bionic Ant. It is that time of the year for it. Just working this big, deep trough here. This is just perfect. Perfect water. Boy, this is just a good looking little channel right here. Keep my cast above me. There we go. Look at that. Nice cutty again. Boy, it just came up, just rose up, just took it so easy. That was really, really cool. It's one of those things when you're fishing dries, people want to yank the hook right away. You got to give them time. You got to let them come up, grab it, go under, set the hook. And I know it's hard to do. It's easier said than done, but after you miss a couple fish, you might have splashed the camera there. After you miss a couple fish, you're gonna realize that you just gotta give them a second to eat it. Look how beautiful. Look at that cutthroat trout. What a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Thank you there, Mr. Cutty. That was pretty sweet. I knew this was a sneaky little channel. You got these willows overhanging, this nice deep cut. Went perfectly as planned. Dry my fly up and see if we can't pick another one out of there. Let's get back in here and do it again. Got all this tall foliage here behind me, or vegetation, and I got to really keep my cast high so it's not falling behind me here. You know, a lot of people have a hard time casting a dry dropper with a micro leader like this. And this is, once again, this is 0.16 millimeter, which is 5X. And if you watch my back cast, the problem is most people don't wait for it to completely extend behind them. I just saw a riser up there. And if you can see, when I take my rod back, how long I wait. I'm waiting, and then I go forward. And I'm shooting it out there. It's a good 25 feet. Wait. And even with that dry and that 2.5 bead, I can feel a slight tug when it straightens out behind me. Let's try to dry it off here. So all you got to do, just be a little patient on your back cast. You wait until it almost feels uncomfortable. You can see how easy it is when you just wait. Oh. He took a swipe at it, but he missed it. I might be able to get that guy. There he is. There he is. He hit the dry again. Ah, damn. That was still cool. He took a swipe and missed it, popped it back in there. He came right back at it and hit it again. That's okay. That's what makes it so fun. Even if you get hung up in the tree. I knew there'd be another fish in there. All right. Every time this fly gets under or a fish grabs it, you gotta treat it. And if you treat your fly, your dry fly, it's gonna treat you well. But you have to just take the time, dry it off. Every time it gets submerged, because not only is it gonna keep your nymph suspended, you're going to be able to see it. And this is the type of water people are going to say, well, why are you using a Euro rod and a long leader? Listen, I know everybody sees me Euro nymph, and I love throwing dry flies just like anybody else, but the reality is these are relatively short casts. I usually fish a 9'4" weight. If I'm trying to extend, and I use a long leader, but even in this case, it's going to be very difficult. That fly line is going to be drooping. It's going to be pulling my fly back. I can keep all of this leader off the water and fish this broken water a heck of a lot more effectively than if I just had just my single dry on with a traditional fly line. So I just came out of that. That's where that channel was here. So I'm back out on the main creek here, and look how beautiful this is. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can see this is super, super shallow, but right here, you can see there's a little depression right in front of that stump there. And I suspect there's going to be something there. I feel pretty good about it. It's just, once again, it's one of those sneaky spots that people might walk by. Although it is September in Montana and there's just not very many people fishing. There was a riser right in front of that. I don't know if you saw it. Let's see if we can't get him. That was a decent fish too. A little bit further. That's pretty good right there. Wow. I hadn't even gotten out to the good part yet, and that was a decent fish rising right there. All right, let's give him a rest. Work that deeper area. There we go, that's a nice fish. He hit the Paragon olive flash. Just knew it was a sneaky good spot. This is fun. These are just some, oh, that's a whitefish. That was awesome. I have no problem catching these whiteys out here. Just really great fighters. They'll hit a dry too. Look at that guy. He's a pretty fish. Thank you there, Mr. Whitey. Zipping right back to the hole. All right, I know there's a decent cutty in there. I saw that one rise over there. And I don't want to get too close to that bank right now because there's a lot of roots coming in the water. So once again, I'm going to save my hero cast before I leave. But I caught that guy right at the head there in that a little bit more shallow water. Oh, I saw one flash at the head there. That was a decent fish. I saw him flash again. There we go. That's a nice fish right there. I think this is a cutty. Yeah. That was a nice fish. That was good 15, 16 inches. I could see that fish just flashing up there, feeding. I did everything right except catch him. All right. Let's get back at it. I'm running out of real estate here, but still want to work that head there to see if anything else is up there. That's maybe a foot of water up there. There we go. He hit the nymph. I actually put just a simple, he's going crazy. Decent one. I put a simple olive Paratagon on the dropper there, just show them something different up there. Oh, it's a whitey again. It's funny, usually when you, that's all right, it was a quick release. Usually when you get one whitey, you're gonna find another one. That was cool though. I have, like I said, I have no problem catching those things. They give you great pullage, as my dad says, great pullage. See, these fish, you can see this real deep trough right here. And that water at the head there, that's 12 inches. But in a day like this, sunny, the temps got up, they're just gonna slip right out of that deep water, nose their way right up in there where the bugs are. Just really a great spot. But now, like behind me, all this shallow water, they're just not gonna be there. There's nothing, there's no kind of, look at that. Turn around, freaking get another big old whitey. You know you're having a good day. This is a nice whitey. You know you're having a good day when you do that, but there's just no deep water behind me for those fish to move into. So up there at the head, that's gonna probably be a really good area, but this right here is just a good spot. Boy, this is a heck of a nice whitefish. This is a big old solid chunk of muscle. Thank you there, Mr. Whitey. Thank you, buddy. See how many casts I made in there. Just every now and then you get a different drift. And they whack it. Just when you think you might have fished an area out, you just have it. Okay, so you can see that fallen down tree right there. I just walked up here. This riffle's up here, but this whole bank, some nice moving water. There's a bit of a depression. And I do think it's gonna hold some fish, so we're gonna just kind of fan cast through here. I really like closer to the bank there. That shade looks a little bit nicer. Right there. Oh, yes. That was beautiful. Hit that dry. Just really, really sweet. Once again, he just came up, just grabbed it. Go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cutting. Just having a ball here. Just having a ball. These are beautiful fish. Thank you there, Mr. Cuddy. Thank you, buddy. Once again, I like this area. I didn't think they were going to be in the sun. You can see that shaded area. He was sitting right in that shade. Let's fix my dry again. Get close to the bank there. It's nice and shady. But the water's a little bit more broken up as we move up here, so they may be in there. This shaded area right here looks pretty good. There he goes. Look, he's the little guy, but that was awesome. I saw that fish. He was upstream. The fly hit. He got off. That was really cool. So my ant hit, and I saw the fish turn and started following it. Boom, and it nailed it. That was really, really cool. I just switched dry flies. I was just having a hard time picking it up in this broken water. So I put a big bushy caddis that I tie. I call it the Big Sky Caddis. This is an October caddis style right now. Pretty cool pattern. Oh man, that was a decent cutty. He hit the Skytober caddis, and he broke me off. I'll be damned. All right, let's get back at it. He just came up and just sipped that caddis right underneath. It just, such a cool take. There we go. That's a whitey, boy. When people fish dry dropper, sometimes they just expect that fly to, he came off. Sometimes they expect the dry just to make these sudden movements down. This, my fly was going, and it just simply, it looked like it just sunk. It looked like it had gotten waterlogged and just went underneath the water and set the hook and had a fish on. So when you're fishing dry dropper, anytime that thing just twitches, moves, just like a sighter, anytime it just does something different, you set the hook, especially when it just disappears really slowly, as if it just sunk. A lot of times your hits are like that with a dry dropper. And I have an adjustable dry dropper on, and my nymph is maybe a foot below it. These fish have really, there's another fish right in front of me. And once again, the dry just disappeared. I think this is a whitey. I got a shelf full of whiteys here. Boy, that's a clean looking whitey. Whitefish are an indication of pristine waters. They are the canary in the coal mine. Anytime you catch whitefish, you know you're in an absolutely pristine waterway. So I'm going to slide my adjustable dropper up. One thing is, you want to make sure you wet the line above when you slide it up, because you don't want to create too much friction. It's really important that you do that. And I get a lot of questions about the dry dropper, or the adjustable dry dropper, I should say. You know, sometimes it slides back down to the knot, and it does. So every now and then you have to just check it to make sure it hasn't slipped down. But usually it's created by a couple of things. One, you're using a fly that's really wind resistant. So when you do your back cast, you move forward, the wind's catching the fly and it's actually slipping it back down. That's one problem. So I like to use a lot of aerodynamic flies like CDC or that Bionic Ant I was using. It's got a small profile. Also, a lot of times when your fly, it starts soaking up water and gets kind of submerged a little bit. So when you lift it out of the water, the surface kind of grabs the fly and slips it back down. So just make sure your dry fly is riding high and dry, and you won't have that problem. But you know, you do have to check it every now and then. It's just a great shelf right here. It dumps right in. It's just so nice. There we go. Yeah. Right on that shelf there. That cutty. Actually, I believe this is a cutbow. Cutbow. Yeah, it's a cutbow. He took the Paragon. Thank you there, buddy. So you can see this beautiful, this riffle comes down, you got this shallow shelf, and it dumps down, and he was right on the edge right there and took the nymph. I just saw a nice cutty come up and look at it. Didn't like something. There we go. Nice fish. Nice fish. Woo! Damn, damn, damn. That was a good 16-inch fish. That was the one that came up, looked at my dry, made a couple nice casts, and he ended up hitting the nymph. That was exciting. This little bitty bucket. Look at all the shallow water, and he was in that little bitty bucket. There we go. You hit the dry, put the ant on. There you go. Boy, he's pretty. Nice cutty. Actually, he's a cutbow. Thank you there, buddy. Just working this really nice deep riffle. That was really cool. I made that cast. I actually saw him come up real slow. Boom, he nailed it. I don't know if that's a rock over there or a fish. Well, I tell you what, you can get some really nice long drifts in here. There we go. Oh, that was a decent fish. That was a decent fish. There we go. Oh my God. He hit the dry. That was a decent cutty right there. Okay, I just switched my dry. I went to a mayfly pattern. I call the Jimi Hendrickson. Just want to give him something different to look at here. I'm actually going to drop down because I've had a few decent fish come up and take a swipe at the ant, so I'm going to show them something different here and see if I can entice them with that. There we go. He hit the Jimmy. This is, I came up with this fly. The purple haze is a big, big fly out here out west. And I just came up with a nice cutbow right there. Came up with this fly. Really based it off the purple haze. It's a big fly out west here, and I just wanted a more subtle. Actually, he's a cutthroat. Good looking fish. Thank you there, Mr. Cuddy. Thank you, buddy. Just a more subtle version of the purple haze. That's how I came up with the Jimi Hendrickson. So it's a CDC mayfly. It's got a little purple thorax there, but the rest of the body is hare's ear, and I got a dun wing, and it's tied in an upright position. Just a really, really good bug. Sits super high on the water. Really realistic. It's just got that little bit of purple in it that just turns them on just enough. This is size 12. So, you want flash, you go with the purple haze. Want a little bit more subtleness, go with the Jimi Hendrickson. Let's get back in there. So that cutty I just caught. So my knot is right here, and I had my dry probably 10 inches above the knot. So when that cutty hit it, the fly slid down to the knot, and it stops right there. And that knot is just enough to hold that fly in place. You don't have to worry about it. It's not going to break. I've done a video on how to do the adjustable dry dropper, and I'm telling you, if you like to fish dry dropper, it really, really is a fantastic way to do it, because you can always adjust the depth. And especially for this run, that knot is probably 18 inches or so above my fly. No, actually it's probably about 15 inches, and I'm sliding my dry up. This wind is actually wreaking havoc now. I'm sliding my dry up another foot. So I probably have 26 inches from my dry to my dropper, because it's really deep through here. Let's see if I can, I'm actually fairly close to the spot here. It's super deep, but it could be really stealthy. Slip up on him here. Oh, fuck, I went back in there. There we go. Stripping line out, and the dry goes under. It's a whitey, I think. Yeah, it's a whitey. But you can see it's really deep over there. I slid the dry up, and he hit the nymph. All right, let's move on up. You can see this, I'm probably thigh deep, but it's really, really drops off. There's a nice edge here. I'm gonna work from this edge over to that log. Just really good looking water. Let's slide this. I've said before, every now and then you just gotta slide it back up. There we go. You hit the Jimmy. Just getting ready to say, boy, that's a good looking spot. I just knew they'd be along that log there. There we go. Boy, he came out from under that log, hit the Jimmy. It's a nice fish here. See, I'd slid that fly up, the dry probably 12 inches, comes up, takes it, set the hook, slides right down. Nice fish. Fighter. Nice cutty. Nice cutty. Oh yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fish. What a beauty. Thank you there, Mr. Cuddy. Good stuff. Good stuff. Slide this up. There's a fish. I saw that fish rise. He hit the Jimmy again. cutty. Thank you there, Mr. Cutty. Thank you, buddy. Boy, what a day I had out here. What a beautiful, beautiful stream. The scenery, you can't beat it. Just a lot of hungry fish out here. Started downriver this morning. I was nymphing, just kind of pecked at them. You know, I caught some more smaller fish, caught a couple decent ones, but when the sun came up, we moved upstream and I went 100% dry dropper and just had an absolute ball. Probably caught 75% of my fish today on top. And it was kind of an even split between a Bionic Ant in a size 12, a caddis pattern I tie, which I call, it's called the Big Sky Caddis. It was in an October caddis style. And also a mayfly pattern I tie, which is called the Jimi Hendrickson. Actually caught a lot on the Jimi Hendrickson. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate if you give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. I'm happy to help you out. And as always, tight lines, everybody. I'll talk to you later.